Well, hey ManCavians, this is Bob for DaBob's N-Scale ManCave. We're going to do a review of this brand new Broadway Limited GE AC6000, number 6937. It's got brand new packaging style here, and I'm going to take a look at that and show you what's different about how they're packaging these things right now. And we'll see how it looks on the review layout. So let's get started on this review right now. Okay, as you can probably see, or maybe you can't see, let's get a little closer here. But there's a plastic sleeves they put on the outside of this on both sides. I believe it's probably to make sure that the case and the cover kind of stays on, because maybe they're looser now. I know long time they've been very stiff and hard to kind of pull them apart. Maybe they've loosened them up, and now they need these extra things here to kind of keep the case lid shut down. Got some foam pressing up on the inside here. So let's see. I haven't taken this off. Oh, okay. It's a little difficult. Oh, that side come off. Okay, that side comes off. And then the lid comes off. And then you got this lid here. Got some foam on the inside. Let's see, what is this? Okay, that just slides out. It's just an angle piece like that. And then we've got the wrapping in here. And of course the foam around the handrails. Just pull it out, set this off, and there we go. Yeah, it wasn't too hard to get apart. But yeah, so far it looks pretty good. I'm going to take all this foam out because I don't need that anymore. Now, once you got all the foam off of it, this is pretty much what it looks like. Should have all the instructions for the decoder, but it's not in there. Like what are all the functions and so forth. Maybe I got to pull all this apart just to get to the paperwork. And there we go. Now you got all the functions right there. So let's take a look at this closely. And as you can see, we've got a nice small flag up here, which is what the version is, a small flag version. It's in the right direction, going in reverse. You know, stars are in the forward, stripes are flowing backwards like it's in the wind. You can see the sunshades here and the windows, all the handrails, these little grab irons up here. Handrails, nice and stiff. So you got the logo on the front, 6937 road number. Headlights are up here. I don't know if you can see the, yep, there is some windshield wipers on there, kind of molded in there, so they're not separate. I don't think anybody puts separate windshield wipers on anywhere. On this side, you've got the flag going the same direction, you know, in reverse, flowing in the wind. UP logo, Building America. The trucks down here look like they're very detailed. Look pretty good. That was seemed a little stiff right there, stuck, kind of stuck. I got some grab iron ladder right there to get up on top. Got these nice grills right there. Looks pretty good. They're not see-through, but they are representative of radiator grills. You've got a set of white grab iron handrails right in the back. Down here, reverse headlights. Got the safety tape on there, the MU hoses, all that stuff. Coupler cut levers, the coupler's black, and you got a nice red stripe around the outside of that. Looks pretty good. Got a brake wheel right here. Probably a little better right, see right like that. And nice stiff handrails. You don't think they're going to break off. The fuel tanks are right here, and air hoses, air canisters. You know, all those good details. I do not see any fuel level gauges. There's nothing really jumping out at me like it was painted red or something like that. You can see the bell right down here on the fuel tank on that side. Looks pretty good. I guess if you had a magnifying glass, you probably could read these labels on the side there. On that. Yeah, you can read that. So yeah, you can read those labels. It's amazing what they're putting on these things these days. We got the roof. Got some knurled roofing up here, and hooks, and horns back here, exhaust stacks, and radiator venting. I do not see fans in there, but they kind of look like they're see-through, but it's really an optical illusion. They're not see-through. But all in all, it looks like a pretty good locomotive. And you know, the stairs are painted with safety white lines on each step, which is pretty good. The bottom, the speakers are in the fuel tank, and you got the 6-axle trucks, so it looks pretty good. Snowplow in the front, of course. Looks like ditch lights. So yeah, we'll see how it all works here. Let's go take a look. Okay, let's show you the startup sequence, which is going to be F9. And immediately the lights come on in the cab. Ditch lights are F7. Headlight is 0. So this is all ready to go. The F1 is the bell. F2 is the horn. F3 is couplers. Kind of hard to hear. Compressor dynamic brake is F4. Can you hear that clicking noise? Turns it off. F5 and F6 are revving the engine up and down. And so hitting F5, every time you hit F5 it goes up. F6 will take it down. F8 is the mute, and if you press the mute multiple times, if you double mute real quick, like double clicking on your mouse, the volume level goes down or up. The more you do it, the lower it gets. Now it starts going back up. Okay, F10 is radiator cooling fan. And that's starting to come on. F11 is the air filling, air release. F12 is brake set and release. F13 is a grade crossing signal with blinking ditch lights. Then F14 through, let's see, F23 is a lot of environmental sounds like the radio operator, station sounds, maintenance radio chatter, check chatter, city radio, farm radio, industrial sounds, lumber mill, secondary horn toggle, which is F22. Which does not do anything. F24 turns off the number boards. Those will go on and off. F25 is a longhorn. And that even included a little bit of Doppler effect at the end of that horn as it's passing through the grade crossing. F26, 27, 28 are like recorded macros. F28's a brake squeal. But that usually will only work when you're rolling, so don't need to show you that one. But those are the sounds. Let's see how it runs. When it goes up and starts moving, but probably 3 speed steps, the cab lights will start going off. Those go off. And in reverse. Go off. Okay, let's see how this goes. There isn't a lot of momentum in this, but at slow speeds, it seems to be working pretty well. If I hit the stop real fast, not a lot of momentum is built up and it just stops almost immediately. I'm sure you could probably adjust that with your programming setup. Make some adjustments on your CVs to add some more momentum in there if you'd like that. But this is what it is right out of the box. Put it in reverse. You kind of see the tail lights come on. You get that tail light on. Forward, reverse. And it's a quick movement with the throttle control. I'm using the Zephyr, and so that has an effect. So why did I get this model? Well, Here's the story. I didn't even know this model existed. I was out driving through a really dense fog this early March in 2024. And I was in Nebraska. I'm heading out to Spring Creek model trains. And the fog was very, very thick. And there's some railroad tracks nearby that I have to cross the road in front of. And there's, as I'm driving by, there's this engine sitting there waiting because they couldn't go in the fog. It was too dangerous, I guess. And so I was just sitting there waiting, and I go back and I'm going to take some pictures. And wouldn't you know it, 6937 was sitting right there. And I didn't know this was going to be a model, but I just took pictures of it. I got a really good picture of it. And here's the picture. I did some Googling on, find out what kind of engine this was and, so forth and so forth. And Train World pops up and has pre-orders for this engine. I'm like, well, isn't that just perfect? Now I got to pre-order it. So you can get it from Train World. It costs $233, something like that. Plus tax and shipping was $250. And so it's not a bad locomotive. The prices, prices are going up for everything. So right now it's not bad for what you're getting, and it looks really good. So I'm going to go do a pull test on it. This is the pull test. I've got some scale trains, covered hoppers, and some auto racks, and coil cars with coils in the back. Must be some dirty track. Anyway. The single hood coil cars do have the weights in them. So we're going to see how this goes up the helix. 2% helix. And by itself, it is struggling. Yep, it will not pull all of those up. Let's try something lighter. Okay, I took off 4 of the 5 coil cars. I'll reduce a lot of weight there. And we're pumping this up to 50 speed steps. And it seems to be doing better. Up to 70 speed steps. There's kind of a steeper climb right at that point. But it is pulling all of these cars up a 2% grade. My grade does start getting a little wobbly there at the bottom. It starts flattening out as it starts going up. There you go, ManCavians. That's been my review of this GE AC6000 by Broadway Limited, and number 6937. It's a pretty good locomotive. I like it. It sounds good. Runs fairly good. Does need some tweaking on some CVs to make it a little bit more momentum settings and so forth like that. Maybe some volume control adjustments, here and there. You never know whatever you want to do, I guess. But overall, it looks pretty good. But there is some issues here that I do notice. The model that they have, apparently they just use one mold for the AC6000. And whatever road number it is, they plastered it on there. Because the real locomotive, the front is different. They have the door and the ladder on the other side. So in this case, we have a door on the right side and the ladder on the left side. In the real locomotive, it's reversed. The door's on the left side and the ladder's on the right side. Here's a picture to prove that. You can definitely see that there is a difference between the two. So, all in all, it pulled pretty well, up 2% grade. You're most likely going to MU this with other locomotives, maybe other AC6000s or SD70 Aces, who knows, whatever you want, whatever you got, I guess. But normally you probably would MU these and pull a long train with them. For those Fremo Knights out there, you would probably like to pull long trains, so this would look pretty good on it and sound fairly good. You know, so I kind of have to give this maybe an 8 out of 10. It could have had more detail. There's other manufacturers out there that put a lot more details on it for roughly the same price, and so, you know, there you go. But that's what competition's all about, right? So, if you have visited DaBob's N-Scale ManCave for the first time, go ahead and consider subscribing down below and ring that bell to get notified of future videos like this one. Also, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what your experience was with this locomotive or other ones. And also, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And as always, ManCavians, happy model railroading, and you stay off those tracks.